of a day and you go down the giant slide and you just stick.
It's so gross. Think of everybody else's sweaty nutsack that's gone over that exact same place. Rubbing their balls up and down that slide. Delicious.
Not that anybody's here, but in case you are here, we're talking about bouncing
This conversation.
and balls.
Literally, that's where it came in.
Does it always devolve into this?
You know,
Probably me mostly.
those were ridiculous.
I think it is always you.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
All right, I got everything done on my checklist except for the force oil. Because I couldn't remember what we had agreed on.
I think it was just I dealt force damage as a tail attack.
1d6, right? But it also had a chance to knock prone.
Yeah. Like a dexterity saving throw. I can just use the same save I use for my other runes and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's back on my list. With the information now. I got the deets.
Nice.
All right. Anybody remember what happened 2 weeks ago?
We killed some pigs.
No,
No, that was the time before.
that was the time before that. So
We had a lot of conversations.
it was a lot of talk.
Yeah, I remember lots of conversations with what's her nuts. The
Yeah.
one that what's his name wants to kill.
So I
know everybody's name, I promise.
It was 100%. Half of the session was actually you guys, even after Seville, finally taking time to like talk to each other.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Say, this is who I am and what I feel my purpose in life is.
Right.
Which was great. I've tried to give y'all a time and place for that like every other session, so I'm glad that you finally did that. I wasn't going to force it on you. So last session, you did talk with Seville. Bunch of weirdos. And after kind of a lot of back and forth about whether to kill her, whether not to kill her, what to do with her. Hey, baby.
We sent her to work in a camp.
Yes, you sent Seville back to the Hollow to pay her debt in servitude by protecting those people and doing what she can and what they require of her, to pay back the debt of everybody who died and was injured and the afflicted. Dorus and Jax went on a little adventure to try and find emotional damage. That's what Ari says. To try and piece together kind of where the underground water is coming from, maybe able to find some way down there that carries whatever it is that had infected the pigs, as well as many of the crops here in wherever we are, which is Halcombe. As you were going, Nima caught up with y'all. Y'all ended up playing with Nima, keeping her from drinking the crazy water, and just, enjoyed yourselves, honestly, which is something that was nice to have. Took a nice break after sentencing someone to I feel like it was a fair sentencing. And then you took a long rest and then headed northwest to follow the path of the water onto Mindrum Mountains. On your way, you encountered the creatures that are now called, just in a blanket term, the Drifters, who used the heavy winds that just push straight north from this area, northwest, and have adapted over time to use them to travel and apparently feed a massive creature in the ruins of an old outpost. which you ended up finding at the end of last session. Watched these creatures dump other creatures into the wind to roll into this creature's massive burrow hole, and it eventually appeared after the winds had died as soon as the sun set, while the very strange tree located around the outpost withdrew itself as the sun had set. Now, you are left in the ruins of this outpost. I wouldn't say they're ancient. They are old. But they're not, they wouldn't be ruins that any of your studies would have drawn you guys to. It was just an outpost maybe 80 years ago, maybe, that as the winds picked up in this area and caused all of the damage and everything got even worse, they just abandoned it and something else took its place. So anybody remember what the strange creature looked like?
Wasn't it like a bullet, but large?
It was bullet-like. It had a large pointed armored head, followed by a rounded...
My note says it has 8 legs with claws, armor pointed head, and 3 spiky tongues.
Yeah.
Why 3 tongues? So it seems a little unnecessary.
So it has a rounded scaled body, which y'all did witness it going up on 4 of its legs, and as it did, its body hardened and then slamming back down, pretty much demanding more food from all of the drifters in the area. The reason it has 3 tongues is because as you all have been watching this creature, it uses one of its tongues to slurp up all of the drifters that are there to feed it. And then in tandem, the spiked tongues, strip flesh from the bones and scales and the carapaces of these creatures, and then pushes it out of its mouth perfectly clean.
Nice. Perfect.
He's great, and I love him. Don't know what to call him.
Now, is he eating the flying bears, or are the flying bears bringing him food to eat?
Both.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. Yes. It seems that all of the creatures who you had watched hunt on your way here are now giving, I think, How to Train Your Dragon, as you know, the dragons kind of bring all the fish that they catch and all the sheep that they've stolen from the town and just kind of drop it to the big dragon. Very similar to that. But it's not a dragon. Yeah, feeding frenzy. So as you are watching this creature, it has not noticed you. It doesn't seem to be afraid of predators. The strange creature is continuing to snatch up the last of the small animals that were second round of feeding as they desperately try to get away, and they stumble and falter as they seem to be kind of stunned in a way versus the others in the first round of feeding that had been completely unconscious or already dead. Pieces of carapace and scales and bones continue falling out of the creature's mouth as the tongues strip them clean of flesh. That strange droning like cicadas comes deeper, almost like a really low continual growl. Small stones and pebbles around you begin to vibrate on the ground, almost dancing faster and faster, until suddenly it bursts from the creature, pushing all of the debris and possibly you guys away from its home. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
Perfect.
My horse was already going down the mountain, I believe, so...
Oh, yeah, he hid. 22, very nice.
21.
13.
13 for me as well.
13 and 13, okay. Jax and Dorus, you see Nemo and Eoway squat down and almost like hold themselves against the ground as the force of whatever this is suddenly catches you both, tumbling you backwards and throwing you against any of the stones or ruins that you're near. Not what I'm looking for. You both take some damage. That is button. 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you are tumbled across this very uncomfortable area. Now, as this wave explodes, the low humming and the droning stops. You notice that as Jax and Dorus are trying to gain their feet back, that now all of the debris that had been surrounding this creature's home has been pushed up against all of the old buildings and the back wall. And it slowly begins making its way back to its burrow. What do you guys want to do? Oh, and the strange tree, by the way, seems to have expected this, as it had literally shrunk into itself as the sun had gone down.
So if I went out in the open, would it see me?
It doesn't seem to have any... It's like it doesn't have any natural predators, so it doesn't need to look out for anything. It's just walking away. I would say, I mean, if you danced, it might see you, but it's not really paying attention. Yeah, exactly. Go out and do a little dance.
I wanted to draw a large Holderone.
Okay.
Like the size of it, probably.
Okay. Okay. Let me roll something.
Can I do it stealthily?
You can roll stealth. Is anybody else doing anything?
Can I roll a perception check on the tree to see is it recoiling against this beast, or is it just because it got darker, it kind of shredded its leaves or whatever?
Yes.
I just want to pay attention to the tree. What's happening with the tree while this is all going on?
Okay.
Rolled a 12.
A 12. You're doing great. Perception check 22. So the tree, which I would assume that Jax would probably have pointed out, as it is very odd. You're kind of keeping an eye on it off and on during this entire thing, trying to decide what you're going to do with this massive creature before you. And Jax had pointed out that the leaves had literally just been retracted into the branches, and the branches had begun to shrink into the tree. You notice the tree itself seems to have hardened as an expectation of this. 12. Okay, so you begin tracing the rune, and it's large, and there's no background sound. There's no more wind, cover anything. And as you're tracing, that scared the shit out of me. Did y'all hear that? Fawn just yipped for no reason. I don't know.
Get barked at.
She yipped at Zenith. I don't know what's going on. I need to check her. Maybe she has an injury.
It is rough.
Yeah. Well, they were messing with her earlier. Maybe she's hurt. you realize suddenly, as a strange yip comes from under the ground, that last explosion of force had collapsed a few of the burrows. And as you're tracing the rune, very close to finishing, you scratch along a creature who had been trying to remain quiet
Oh, good.
under the dirt. The
Bullet.
massive
Hide your horses.
Bulesque? I don't know what to call this thing.
Hope you don't have your horse out.
he's already
It's going to die.
He's already hiding. He knew right away what to fucking do. He bolted and hid.
That's well he should.
The Bulesque flips around, though in a way that you know it has now found something that gained its attention. It rears back on its back four legs, flips around, and boom! Front four legs onto the ground, and looks in your direction, and you look like a tasty snack.
Tasty morsel.
How easily did it peel off a lizard's flesh?
It didn't take long. You've been watching this thing for maybe 50-ish minutes. And it seems to have finished all of the food. Now, these were small creatures. But it seems to have finished everything in the area that it had
You know
gone.
those people that will eat a cherry and then spit out the stem, but it's tied? About that long.
Yeah. That's him. But he's got 3 tongues to work with.
I'm a triple pretzel.
That would be interesting. Gonna add that to his attacks.
Triple pretzel attack.
Triple pretzel.
Jax, while Eoway is drawing his rune, and Dorus is keeping watch, what are you doing?
Sneeze very loudly.
I'm gonna I'm gonna look around and see, like, body language wise, is everyone else preparing to fight this thing, or what are we doing? And then just kind of be prepared. I guess I'm just preparing to do something should a fight happen.
We didn't really have a conversation, but I was planning on fighting maybe.
Yeah, do we recognize what he's casting or doing?
Oh yeah, he's used this rune many times. You've never seen him draw it this big, and then you hear.
This is very experimental.
And
It
you
looks like
feel
his-
the ground.
It
Or
looks kind of like his
Dorus?
protective cloud rune, or the one he uses to blast stuff with.
The hold rune that freezes.
Oh, okay.
I believe I
Yeah.
used it on you before.
I think you have. I think you've tried it on everybody as you were working it out.
Yeah, I'm just laying on the ground looking, like, observing the tree. I wanted to see if we could use the tree somehow to help us.
Use the tree to help.
Yeah, that was his idea, to, like, if the tree was, like, if we killed the tree, would the thing also die? Or if the tree comes to life or something, would it go after the monster for us, kind of thing? Somehow to use the tree, but apparently not, so. But I'm just saying, for Jax's sake, that's what Dorus is doing, laying on the ground watching the tree.
It would have taken at least a minute for me to draw this thing, so it's probably
Yeah. It would have been at the conclusion. Like, you're not quite done. You might be able to get it done by the time it comes towards.
like as my last action.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just prepare an action and then just kind of yell out, like, what are we doing with this thing, guys?
All right, let's roll some initiative.
Can I? Nah, never mind.
Y'all can if it fails its save, y'all can decide what to do after it freezes. But let's just get some initiative done. Is your
Sweet for
dice
me.
gonna land?
10 minutes later.
What did you get?
I got 8.
No, sorry, strange stuff is going on. What did you get, EOA? I'm sorry.
21.
21. Okay. Nimu got a 20 when it finally landed. All right. So, EOA, before your first action, because you are first in initiative, this creature begins moving your way. It is not ever rushed, but it doesn't have to be. It is huge and covers ground fairly quickly.
It's a fat king for sure.
Yes. So you finish your rune, and then what are you going to do?
I guess I'm just gonna bait it.
So you are
Towards
going to
it.
dance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're gonna...
Like,
Did
swing
you...
my swords around,
Okay.
like, ignite on fire and stuff.
Okay, I'm going to assume you're going to back away from the rune so the creature can walk over it, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So...
Like, separate the beast. I'm on the other side of it.
Okay. So you begin slowly backing up. Fire encompasses your swords. Are you just going to hold an attack action?
Sure.
Okay. As this creature moves forward, it doesn't seem to have any fear. Sam, do you want me to come back to you? Okay, Jax.
We scared the owl.
Mm-hmm.
Is he within 60 feet of me?
I don't think I did it too far. At least the room.
Yeah. Yes, he would be. I'm sorry, I'm measuring in my head.
Oh, you're good. All right, then I am going to 20-foot cube fairy fire.
Oh, okay. That's a dex save, right?
Yep.
Oh, you know, he's super dexy. He got a 5.
Yay! Everybody has advantage on attacks against him.
Holy shit. Okay. You staying where you
yes.
are?
Lasts for up to 1 minute.
That's
yeah,
insane.
I'll stay back.
Okay. It is his turn. So he steps into the rune, not even noticing it. What is the save?
Yeah, con save.
He's pretty beefy. That's a natural 20.
Well, I'm fucked.
So he steps on the rune, and as he gets closer to you, that low drone begins. Not the high-pitched one, which he seemed to have used to communicate with the other smaller creatures, but that low, almost warning. And he's just gonna try and lick you.
Like, I imagine just as this thing's coming towards me, it passes right over it, and I notice that tiny little creature I cut is
Yeah.
like frozen in place, like he activated instead.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely frozen in place. That is true.
He's like, "You little," and then I get licked.
Yep. Yeah, he's frozen. I had to roll for him just for funs. Okay. Yeah, so he is going to try and scoop you up. As you're bigger than most of his usual food, but you know, still small enough to
Use my
scoop up.
reaction to hold my action. My held action.
Oh yeah. And you have advantage, apparently.
Yes. Natural 20.
Mm-hmm. That'll do it.
I don't have enough dice for this.
Oh my god, that's a problem.
Okay. I want to see if I can do a thing as a reaction with this action.
Okay.
It says when I hit a creature with an attack, so I guess I can use my fire rune.
Cool.
So it needs to make a strength save. Natural 20, watch it be.
That's a 7.
That fails.
That's a fucking 7.
Like, as it is coming towards me, I am waiting for it. And I brandish my blades in fire and scrape it off the rocks around me, and it creates sparks that turns into fiery chains and starts wrapping around it. It is now restrained for the next minute.
He's restrained? He's
Mhm.
fucking restrained. So, the fiery chains, as these sparks fly towards it, they're huge. Snake up and just snap around this creature, holding him in place. Does it do damage on his turn?
That is part of the attack, yeah. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each turn.
Okay.
And you also take 2d6 fire damage at the start of each turn.
Okay.
So that is... Hold on. As part of my held action, do I get 2 attacks or just 1?
I think it's just a single attack.
Okay. That is 10 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then and then 15 fire damage.
Ooh. Okay. So this low, almost growl begins. Chains hold him in place, and you see like they start to burn into his armor. And you slash into the tongue that is coming to attack you. That's a natural 20. I am so sorry.
I mean, I did a natural 20 to it, so...
Am I
I
within
know.
30 feet of him?
You are within 30 feet.
I can use my special power to make it a non-crit.
Awesome. Very nice.
My moment of possibility, or my whatever possibility. Moat.
Moat of possibility. That's awesome.
Were you a death or grave?
What's that? I'm sorry.
What kind of cleric were you, a death or grave?
Death? But it's from the item we got or whatever.
Yeah,
The
I
deity
know,
gave
as
it.
a grave cleric, you have the same ability.
Yeah, I'm death.
Very cool. Okay. So as his tongue is just going to slurp you up. Now, mind you, you've done damage to him, but he doesn't seem to notice as much as you would hope. You take... Wow, that doesn't let me roll. Okay.
123 damage.
14 damage. His damage has been adjusted for your level. 14 damage as his tongue just scrapes against your skin. And suddenly, this rune flashes in between you and the creature, and you know that it would have just stripped the flesh from your arm, if Dorus wouldn't have stopped it. It's gonna attack again. That's a 12.
That will miss.
That will miss. So as it's bringing some of your flesh back into its mouth, another tongue scrapes up the other side of your body, and you turn just in time to have it tear into your clothes? I don't know. And he's just chilling for now, I think. Dorus, it's your turn.
Is he holding weapons or anything, or he's got like natural hand weapons or whatever?
For burlesque?
Yeah, the monster thing. Would
He's
it be
just
considered
using his
weapon
tongue right
attack?
now.
Or he's just using like a unarmed attack sort of thing.
Yeah, it's just a natural weapon. So it'd be like a claw or just a spiked
okay.
tongue.
I'm not gonna try it then.
Note to self: don't get attacked by that.
No.
I'm
Tongues are
going
dangerous.
to shoot him with some black gross energy from my fingers. If he's he's within 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
And I guess I get advantage because of
Yeah.
Jax's deal.
And restrained also.
Yeah. Oh, he
No.
should have made a strength
Nice.
saving throw.
I did a nat 20. I only roll one somehow, but I did a nat 20 though, so that's good.
That's awesome.
So this was Ray of Sickness. He takes 2d8 poison damage, so it's 48 poison damage, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage.
D&D Beyond is... I'm on the wrong.
Oh, I guess. Did he make his save?
No. It was a 5 on the die.
He will take 11 fire damage at the start of each turn.
He takes 20 poison damage. Oops, I hit the wrong button. And he has to make a DC 15 con saving throw against being poisoned.
That's an 8. He's rolled 5s and 8s on his saves.
You regret scaling it down to our level.
Nothing else is
So, yeah,
scaled.
he's poisoned now till the end of my next turn, so for a full round.
Okay. Emu, you ready to try something? Fighting the big dude. You are surrounded by the ruins of... Trying to get Digi to eat. So he is... He's watching a caterpillar walk across his hand.
Where's Nima at? Is she with me or?
She's with wherever Atomos went. She was having conversations with Atomos when y'all appeared.
Oh, okay. So she's gone. She's not near me at least. So she's safe at least, I can say.
Sure.
Okay. That's not very convincing.
Like, we turn the corner and they're just munched by another burlesque.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. He is currently chained, and you have advantage on attacks.
I'll do some Chaos Bolt. Just because it ensues some fun shit, potentially.
Yeah.
Blow us up. Blow us up.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, yeah.
He's waiting for that unicorn to pop up.
Seriously, I want that fucking unicorn.
You have advantage.
Oh my god, why is it so slow? Oh, I know why. Oh, that's what happens when you have hardware acceleration disabled.
I can roll. Okay, so that's it. You have
13.
advantage though.
Okay, alright, hold on. Why do I have that even disabled? Hold on, let me turn this on.
The creature is starting to get irritated.
Does it
Just a
look
little
hurt
bit.
at all?
It's looking damaged.
Annoyed.
It's looking annoyed. It's starting to it's really fucking stupid, guys. So it's finally starting to realize that you are the reason it's getting hurt. I don't know if Dorus, if your spell came from you, but if it just erupted under you, it may not have noticed.
Nah, the
That
poison like came out of my hands as I pointed at it.
Okay, so that
On
may,
that one.
yeah, it probably noticed it came from you. Otherwise, it would just assume everything was coming from EOA. So game log 13 and 12 unfortunately don't hit,
Unfortunate.
but you
Alright,
still have to roll
roll what?
on the table.
Oh
You
yeah,
still
yeah,
cast the
yeah,
spell.
yeah. Then
EOA,
I'm gonna
you're
do
next.
bardic. I'll do bardic inspiration on EOA just because I know, yeah, he's after me.
Mhm.
Oh, D100. Fuck. Hold on. Why is my shit? What is the fuck is going on with my computer? What I do to it? I broke.
As this creature does its force eruption, it just blasts Nemu's bolt into nothing. Chaos meets force.
Okay, there we go. It's fixed. 38.
EOA, you're next, and then Jax.
1d6 flumps controlled by the DM appear in unoccupied spaces within 60 feet of you.
Yes.
And
I was
are
about to
frightened of
ask,
you.
can we
They
get
vanish
screaming
after 1
bumps in
minute.
this?
So six of them appear.
Can they all be screaming, please?
Yeah. If I can't get the, like, now my shit's not working. Lump.
No, I just somehow hardware just like I had to undisable and re-enable hardware acceleration in my browser for some reason. It was broken.
Okay, there he is. So as as Nemu's chaos bolt is obliterated by this force eruption, all of a sudden, flump, beep, 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 they all 6 of them just randomly appear in and around Nemu, and they all just begin screaming in unknown, terrified fear of whatever is going on. And all of their little tentacles are just waving, and they're going, ah!
Nice.
And they're afraid of you?
Yeah, they're afraid of me.
So Nemo is back behind you, EOA. They all
Oh,
scream and begin like flying towards your way, EOA. And then they see the burlesque, and they're like, ah! So then they're just kind of not knowing where to go, bouncing into each other. A lot of fucking chaos is going on right now.
I told you my magic was broken.
EOA, your turn. It's so good.
What is happening?
Flumps.
What isn't happening?
I love flumps.
Unicorns, that's what's not happening.
That's true.
This
We
is
don't have a
true.
unicorn.
The unicorns have not appeared yet.
I'm going to ignore whatever weird magic Nemu was doing.
Yeah, to everybody else, it just looks like his chaos bolt turned into flumps.
Yeah, I'm just going to, as it's being restrained, I'm just going to try to stab it in, like, underneath its, hardened plates.
Okay.
I have advantage, so that is a 20-something.
Yeah.
24.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to turn huge.
Nice.
So maybe we're on, I'm still slightly smaller, but we're on similar levels.
Yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there.
Okay, I forgot what I was about to do because of the flumps.
You're poking it with sticks. Sharp, pointy, metal ones.
Sharp 6, that's right. Okay. I was thinking of a spell was doing something, but I totally forget. That is 7 slashing damage for that attack.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Ah, fucking shit. That's like the fourth one already.
Without advantage, that is a natural 20 and a natural 1.
Wow. That's awesome.
Okay. God, I rolled 2 1s.
Oh shit. I'm sorry.
So that is 8 slashing.
8 slashing.
And then bonus action, stab with another sword. 20.
Okay. Yeah.
I am rolling absolutely terrible for damage. I forgot to add 4 to the last attack.
Okay.
And then this will be 7
Okay.
slashing. So just carving into it, trying to find any weak points.
So all of these flumps begin screaming this high-pitched yell. These chains are still wrapping around this creature. Flames. Something just got really big in front of its face. It is thrashing against these chains. Now completely confused. It doesn't know what is going on. It's taking damage from multiple places, and it's got something larger than it's probably ever seen standing in front of it. Jax.
I am going to try and confuse it more by producing flame and setting it on fire.
Perfect. Is it a dex save?
It's just rolled a hit, I think.
Oh, okay. You have advantage in case you want to
Yeah,
get
you
on that
hurl
20 roll.
You hurl the flame.
Okay.
Get the natural 20.
No.
but
Unfortunate.
21
Okay.
10 damage.
So as it's thrashing around and Eoway is trying to find purchase, barely making it under the scales of this creature, Jax throws a ball of fire at it and it just explodes on its face, singeing its tongues. It is not a great smell, especially for Eoway, who's standing right in its face. Nemu.
So where are the flumps? They're just kind of flying around?
Yeah,
They're not going to come anywhere near me, so
they're just kind of. Ah! When do they end?
a minute, a full minute. Yeah.
Do they
full
do
fucking minute.
things? Can they?
No, they just fly around. It's like my magic farted, and now that's what came out. You know, it's like it took a dirty dump all over the battlefield.
It's just imagining rainbow-colored magical jellyfish just flying around all over the place.
Scared shitless. Everybody, let me see. Jax? No, not Jax. Eoway taking a little bit of damage, but
Just a tiny bit.
Okay. I'm going to just cast.
part of his arm has been flayed open.
I'll just cast magic missile out.
Okay.
So 5, 5, 2, and then 2. So 14. 14 damage.
So, Flumps are scared of you. And then all of a sudden,
I'm not casting that spell for a little bit. Now that I got little fairy fuckers flying all over the place.
all of these bolts of energy suddenly shoot out of the creature that they're afraid of. And they all let loose what would kind of be considered like a squid ink, but instead they're just little puffs of skunk spray. And being that they're just kind of everywhere, I need everybody to roll a dex saving throw.
Oh no, I'm large.
Ooh, nat 20, 24.
Nat 20.
Nice.
17.
11.
Everybody
Oh, no.
passes, but the Bulesque, he's fucking still poisoned. And the smell is just lingers. And it is his turn.
The blessed.
Yeah. He's continues to thrash against these chains. And you watch as, seen this before, he can't rear up, but his scales harden and lock into place up against its flesh as it has now been poked at, shot at, and things are screaming, and it's got a giant creature in front of it.
Additional 8 damage.
8 damage. Uh-huh. And I need everybody to make a con save.
Ooh, 7. That's spicy.
23.
Nice.
I tried my third dice that I haven't used today, and I rolled terribly on it. That's an 11.
Yeah, you'll put
11
that one
for
away.
me as well.
Like,
Ooh, guys.
Wait,
I'll
can we
try
use
you out.
inspiration on saving throws?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna use that.
I used the Bardic Inspiration.
That's what, a 1d4 or 6 added to it?
No, it's a reroll.
Oh, okay.
Well, I made that 11
14.
to a 12.
14. Unfortunately, still doesn't make it.
Oh, what a waste.
I know.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna use my Tides of Chaos.
Okay.
On.
Yeah.
Oh, still 5. Never mind.
God.
JK.
All of the advantages have been used.
Seriously, we just failed at all of them.
The creature hardens in that low thrum overlaid with that like cicada-like drone bursts out of this creature and erupts in force. Everybody who got 16 or below 16 takes 19 damage, as it is a massive area.
Ow.
The flumps get blown away.
No,
Uh,
my friends.
they all explode.
How dare you?
Their high-pitched scream as they're being blown backwards gets louder and louder, then poof, all 6 of them explode.
To this
And
day,
the
you can still hear the screams flying in the wind.
Yep. And the creature will lash out, attempting to. Iwe, you take half of that. Wait, no, somebody saved that. Dorus, take
Me?
half.
So I take 10.
Yeah. And it's
Wait,
going to
can I use
attempt.
Bardic Inspiration on saves? I thought I could.
I think you can.
Well, I used it.
Okay. So it's going to try and lash out at you. Nope. Nope. It is flailing, but it does get to make a strength check, right?
Yes.
Oh, fuck! That's a 12. Does that pass?
No.
He is still stuck. And he would have had a disadvantage because he's poisoned. So he definitely doesn't hit, and he's still stuck. His very tiny line of beady little eyes you see are just wildly searching for a way to escape. All of a sudden, it knows fear. Dorus, and then Eoway.
All right, so he's still restrained, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna try and save my friends, I guess.
Okay.
I'll get
Damn
close
it.
to everyone if I can get within 30 feet of everyone and cast Aura of the Afterlife.
Yeah, you could probably position yourself to make that happen.
Cool. And then
He's
Give
like,
it to-
God damn it.
it's a Nimu. Nimu gets 11 healing points from that. And then I'll just like dust myself off from being on the ground and like hold my shield and staff out, ready to defend if I have to.
Okay. Eoway.
Does everybody get 11 health?
No, I can only do one person around.
Oh, okay.
Should I wait?
And TB was looking pretty beat up.
Just a little swirl of black energy just surrounds Nemu and stitches up your wounds.
Yeah, it's like an aura from the ground, a 30-foot radius around me.
Yeah.
I guess I am just going to keep relentlessly attacking it.
Okay.
$19.
Yeah.
That'll be 13 slashing, and then that will be a 18 to hit.
Hardened? No. Sorry, I had to count.
Okay. So its AC is 18 or 19.
While hardened, it only lasts for a round. And you still had advantage, by the way. Oh, Jax, I need you to roll for concentration. Concentration, God, this has been a long time. It's a D20
You
plus.
have to make a above a 10 or above the damage dealt.
Half the damage dealt or 10, whichever's greater.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
And it's 20
this.
plus what? Or just
Plus your
two?
con modifier.
Yeah, plus
Con.
your con. Thank you.
On for concentration.
Oh yeah, I'm good. That's
Yep.
a natural 20.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And
Oh wait, Eoway's not done. Sorry. So yeah, you had advantage.
before I'm gonna give it the chance to attack me, I'm gonna second wind.
Okay.
And then that'll be it.
Okay. Your turn, babe. Caterpillars, though. Put in front of the camera. It's like stuck to his finger. When they stick, they don't let go. You have to literally pull them off. Yeah, it's like Velcro. Alright.
Anyway. Okay. I think Nemu misses his little friends, even though they didn't want to play with him.
What do you mean they got destroyed?
They did. They got destroyed, but they didn't want to play with him.
with advantage.
Uh, 8, 16.
Unfortunately, that is not going to do it.
No. Okay.
What was your chaos roll, babe?
Do I do a chaos roll?
That was chaos bolt, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Jax, you're next.
45. Oh, that's so close to more flumps. That is so close. Oh man. I cast levitate on myself. Now I'm just gonna start floating.
That's great. And a plate.
Considering I could fly already.
That's awesome.
But I didn't mean to do that. Whoops.
Is the wind still going?
No, there's no wind.
If there was wind, you would just be like going off the mountain.
All right, Jax.
You know what? It's been a while. Let's go Jax Bear and attack.
Jax Bear. Do it. Jax goes Jax Bear and charges.
Multi-attack. So first up is the bite.
Advantage.
Thank God the first roll was a natural 1. 14.
14 does
14.
not hit.
Okay, now with the claw.
He is technically hardened.
$23 to hit.
23 will hit.
Okay. Does changing into animals though, like does that change your concentration?
I don't
Fairy
believe it-
fire.
I don't believe it does. I think if you're concentrating on a spell, changing into another form doesn't change that because it doesn't change your stats. You
Okay.
just can't cast. If my ruling is wrong, that's our ruling. Because I like that.
15 damage from my claw attack.
Damn. Mr. Boulesque is afraid. What is it going to do?
7
Oh,
fire damage.
hey, real quick.
Yeah.
He's also slowed
Oh,
by
good.
10 feet because I did that claws as a slashing attack.
So he's frozen, and if he does get out, he's slowed.
Yep, it reduces the speed of the target by 10 feet. That's my slasher feat, reduce speed.
Let me see if he gets this ability back.
At the start of your next turn, though, so it doesn't really matter.
So he doesn't get his ability back. He rolled an 11 on his strength save. He's weakened. Very hurt. And that low drone he's not quite able to gather the energy to do so. So I think he's just going to start trying to slurp some people up. The 13 to EOA. It's a
He has
14.
disadvantage on attacks if he's poisoned.
Oh, he needs to make con saves for that. That's a 6 on his con save.
I don't know if he's actually still poisoned. It's not from me, but he was poisoned from something else too.
That's for a minute. Yeah, that was the flump. No, you know what? I think he would have been able to blow it away with that force thing. So it doesn't, like... I don't think he has disadvantage anymore, but he still rolled really low. 1 hit to Jax. 19 against Jax Bear.
That'll definitely hit.
Jack
Is he
Spare
restrained
takes.
from something still?
Yeah, he's still restrained. He can't get loose.
You should have disadvantage from that too then.
Shooting.
That's higher.
So creature attack rolls have disadvantage.
So you take 13 damage as its tongues are just randomly flailing around, and it just scratches against the side of your bear form and pulls fur and flesh with it. Yeah. Dorus.
Could I go up to the creature? Am I within 30 feet of it?
You can be. Oh yeah, because you had to reposition to get everybody within your aura.
Yeah, I was trying to get really close.
Oh, at the end of his turn, he's no longer hardened, and as he begins slashing, like you just see this weird, dark blood still just oozing from him in just multiple areas as his scales kind of like open back up, and his head is slowly bowing to the great bear and lizard before him. I'm sorry, Dorwis, what were you doing?
I will bonus action send some healing towards Yahweh.
Okay.
So 7 points of healing to Yahweh. And then I will rush 30 feet towards the monster and set my hand on its carapace of its leg or whatever is closest to it. And I'm going to cast a second level inflict wounds on him. At advantage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 26 was the better one. That's cool.
Oh.
I can see the pain in your face.
I'm watching these rolls come in. Y'all are doing really good.
So he takes 19 points of necrotic damage, and I'm going to infuse it with my channel divinity, which adds another 15 points of necrotic to it. Touch of death. So black energy
15?
transfers from my hand to the monster.
Holy shit.
So 19 plus 15, whatever number that is.
A lot. So its eyes are just constantly roving, trying to find purchase on what is going on. It can't figure it out. And it's just kind of giving up to the greater threat. And then suddenly Dorus rushes forward as this black smoke is already enveloping the entire area around him, lays a hand on it, and you just see out of all of the small wounds, this black smoke dissipating and almost being drawn out as you just see Dorus focusing, and the creature just is incredibly Iwe and then Nemu.
Well, seeing that it's weak, let's do a thing. Just going to absolutely try to destroy this thing.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's a 24.
Yeah?
12. 12 slashing for that attack. $18.
Mm-hmm. He's not hardened.
Another 12. And then I'm gonna action surge.
How do you want to do it?
He just did.
Like, I am just going to go around it. Does it have like a small tail or something? Whatever.
No.
I'm just gonna like go around the back of it and then like jump up onto its back, putting my blades right into like the neck area.
Mm-hmm.
the back of the neck and try to cut off its head.
Jesus.
So you leap. Oh, well, you don't have to jump high because you're massive. You leap and land on the back of this creature. Swords underneath the very large plates that cover its head and neck. Straight in. And you just scissor. And the head flops. And one last slash. And it rolls. And the wild eyes are just staring up at Jack Sparrow and Dorus. I can't believe you locked my fucking Boolesque down. You locked that boy down. He could not move. He had disadvantage. He couldn't do shit.
That's unfortunate.
That is so bad.
I mean,
That
you
is-
had it coming with that
It's,
thing. He's been told nothing but how terrible they are for the last since he's been playing with us. So like the first thing that he did was made sure it didn't eat his imaginary horse.
I
That wasn't-
know. That wasn't even there. What
Like-
do you guys want to do with the Boolesque?
Should we harvest it for parts?
I mean, I don't
For the
know.
next
I just-
minute. Sorry, for the next minute, I want to use up the rest of my minute worth of healing. So
Okay.
everyone can take 46 of healing if they need it or want it.
Wow.
4d6.
Just roll it yourself if you want it, yeah.
That's a lot. Okay. 9.
Do we add any bonuses to this?
Sweet.
Nope, just 46.
Awesome.
Dorus, as you're sitting there and concentrating, and this black smoke is still just kind of coming up from this very wide circle in the area, just surrounding everybody who has injuries, and as the wounds are slowly closing, a faint rumble, tremor under your feet. And you look around, suddenly afraid again. What is happening? And you finally find what's causing the problem.
Uh-oh.
The tree is pulling itself from this dried, cracked earth. Its limbs kind of morph and change. Some of them extend. A few of the leaves come out. As its trunk kind of twists and looks upon you guys in the earth, and you hear bits and pieces of earth crumbling down into the Boolesque's cavern. It begins walking towards you all.
Nope. Nope.
As
Oh, no,
Eoway
it
begins inspecting the giant creature with Nemu.
Oh no.
Like,
Let's hope it's here.
Ellie
It's
with
gonna
the
be
beast,
Janko.
not even looking at the tree.
What did you say, Doros?
I said, let us hope it's coming to thank us.
Like halfway in, like, what are you talking about?
And every time its feet land, its roots try and dig in and grab purchase. And you see now that some of them have been, like, on where it would be toes, look to have been torn away as it pulled itself up from the ground. And it slowly begins walking over. Eoway, you finally notice this massive tree. Y'all saw it from a great distance. This thing is huge. And as it continues to just kind of unwrap and stretch, a face begins to form, and two strange eyes appear, and you hear a crack as a mouth has opened that has probably been closed for an incredibly long time. And it stops about 20 feet from you all, just kind of peering down. This is strange. You're all so small. You defeated this creature. And then
Was
it
it pet of
suddenly...
yours?
No. I was wrapped around its home, and every time I tried to move, it would eat one of my roots. Its home, the cavern underneath. And then it looks over to Jax, and I know Jax is gonna go crash. It looks over to Jax. Oh, you've made it. How wonderful. Why do you wear that skin? And Jax, your little memory ball. And Jax is gonna go catatonic for a while as Chaotix goes to sleep. And we'll go to break.
Catatonic Jack.
Catatonic Jax.
Imagine he just like looking.
Yeah,
Just
well he
face
just,
off and move around.
you see like his just memory ball crackling with energy, and the energy is now reflected in his eyes, and he just stops. And is just like almost in a stunned state as this tree is talking to him.
When I go catatonic, do you think it knocks him out of bear form?
Oh, for sure.
So, yeah,
And there's
he's
gonna be
do,
some
like, say he's gonna do like the circus bear thing where he stands up and then just tips over backwards. And
Yeah.
then just, as he impacts the ground, forms back in the
and
cloud of smoke.
as he falls, everybody sees something incredibly strange. The face that you all know as Jax and the form you all know as Jax suddenly flickers and morphs, but never stays any singular way. All of these different faces and different species, all these different species, his body just is just constantly morphing into all of these different peoples as he's just laid there, unable to do anything, and his eyes just reflecting the energy as his memory ball is just constantly quivering. It's not that we can't say race anymore. Race doesn't make fucking sense because there are different races of humans, and you can even say there are different races of dogs, but you cannot say that a Loxodon is a race of an owlin. Like, they're not different races, they're different fucking species. It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, so that's where we're gonna go to break.
Cool.
Awesome. And yeah, I'm gonna go to bed.
Go get some
Sorry.
sleep.
What sucks is I was also rolling well round 1. And then that was it.
And then I got 2 natural 20s.
Yeah. And then that was like, it was done.
Yeah, I got 1, and then I canceled out your 1.
Yep.
We're just being mean to you today.
That's okay. I got you. I got y'all down. Y'all used resources, just not as many as I was hoping for.
I mean, I used a lot.
Yeah.
I went through half of my runes.
Well, for big fights like that, I like to aim to use where everybody's like, shit, I have 1 or 2 spell slots. Do I attack or do I heal? Or like I've used all of my extra abilities. All I have are attacks left. I don't have second wind. I don't have anything. Like that's what I aim for. And if he wouldn't have been fucking locked down, that would have been a possibility.
Should have had a partner.
Everybody feeds him.
Yeah, I thought maybe he'd have some minions show up at one point, but
No, they're
Actual-
all submissive. I know.
yeah, little yellow guys.
They're all submissive, but he had technically like layer actions, but they all had to do with him being able to move. Cuz you're in his layer technically, and he had layer actions. And then the one that he did use is a recharge ability and not a layer action. So it's like if I roll a 3 on a recharge dice, it's not going to work. So I was just like, you know what? He's finally scared. He gets it. He understands that something else out there is bigger and meaner than he is. Okay. So we go back. Jax is in a weird, like, melting wax thing going on. You're standing on... EOA is on the boulette, trying to disassemble it? I don't know. And, Nemu, what are you doing? Oh, why is that good tonight? I don't like kettle popcorn. We have a giant tree. It was just right up.
I'm gonna examine this thing. I want to study him.
The tree?
The tree and the bad guy, the dead thing.
Batteries were included. So you take flight as Jax is going through his whatever is going
And I'm
on.
frantically looking for Nemo. I want Nemo back. My buddy.
Oh, you call for Nima, and you don't see her for a bit. And as you're kind of like flying around, keeping an eye on this tree and watching what EOA is doing, calling for Nima, she eventually will kind of like, safe?
Yep, it's dead. And we got a tree friend.
So she kind of like peeks her head out over this group of what was once a building. We come. She goes apparently to go find Atomos, and they very slowly and tentatively make their way back. Atomos is not happy, but he's apparently listening to this little pseudo dragon, and he's snorting and tossing his head as he's humming y'all's way.
I'm gonna give like a little whistle of like to let him know it's safe.
Okay. He's still gonna snort and stomp the whole way. He's throwing a fucking fit and he's letting you know it. And like as they get closer, you kind of hear a little bit, and you can tell that Nima is talking to him, but you can't obviously understand the words. Dorus. What are you doing?
Did I notice Jax fall over?
Oh yeah.
Then I would kind of look shocked at the tree and turn around and go check on Jax. Do like a medicine check just to make sure he's still breathing and everything at least.
Okay, so roll your medicine check. As you
16
kneel
total.
down next to him, his memory ball is flashing, and it's so bright at times that you have to turn your head, So you kind of have to angle your head to where your ear blocks some of that light. And you check his pulse and you check his breathing. And he seems okay, you think? His pulse is irregular. And even as you touch him, like his neck becomes thicker and heavier, almost as if he's turning into a loxodon. And then it shifts again until just this very tiny, small, dainty neck. So it's very hard to figure out like where to keep your hand at this moment. But his breathing is a little erratic. His pulse not quite steady. And every time the memory ball flashes with this light and this almost electricity, you see the same reflection in his eyes. But you don't know if there's anything that you can do to aid him right now. And the tree is just looking down at you all very curiously.
I look back up at the tree while I'm knelt next to him and I say, "Is this your doing? Did you have some effect on our friend?"
No, not intentionally.
I look back down at him and I say, "He's never had this seemingly happen before. We are curious about it."
Just kind of watches for an uncomfortably long time. He is not in a hurry, apparently. And then after like 2 minutes, I guess he comes to a decision. Did you hurt him? Did you implant all of these people into him?
We only know him as one person.
This tree, the bark that was much more skin-like, suddenly hardens, and you begin to see like thick iron-type bark. Iron bark, like from the ironwood tree bark, form as his eyes grow larger. And his whole body and all of his branches kind of quiver as if in a strong wind. Who did this to him?
We're not sure. I believe that's what we're trying to figure out too.
I mean, we weren't trying to figure out before, but now I'm interested.
This tree just like switches his head back up to you. You're just kind of flying there.
Hello.
Is this memory ball flashing thing the gift from the balance originally from Zane?
Yeah, it was Zane. It was from Zane.
Then I will kind of look over towards the rest of the party, kind of a little bit questioningly, and be like, perhaps this is some effect that Zane in the balance gave him with his gift of the third arm.
Oh, has it been a week yet?
For what?
I don't think so. Didn't Zane say he was going to check on y'all every week?
Oh, yeah.
Sure, it's not for weeks.
No, it really hasn't.
I don't think it's been
Or
weeks.
at least a week.
It's only been like 2 days since we left the valley, right?
Like 3?
3?
I think on the 4th day?
Because we talked to him in the valley as we were leaving, kind of, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who is this Zane?
It is a accomplice or servant for the balance.
Balance no longer serves Avon Vaughn.
Well, they're still around. I don't know if they serve Avon, but they're They're involved somehow.
How do you speak to Balance?
Balance brought us to itself.
What'd you say, Yue?
It's more like they speak to us.
Odd.
Who are you?
You dare ask? What's his name? I didn't. It's not Treebeard. God damn it.
Hey, I was thinking that.
I know. Had him for a while. Hold on.
Well, I've never heard of you, but I'm sure
Oh,
your bark
Boar.
is better than your bite.
Or Bore. This one should have told you of me. My name is Boar.
Jax doesn't remember anything about anything. His brain's kind of broken. He's just kind of wandering around, turning into bears all willy-nilly.
He never had that ability before.
How do you know him?
How do you know him?
No, how do you know him?
I've known him longer than 10 of your lifetimes at least.
Damn, that means he's old.
How do you know him?
I don't remember, but we kind of ran into each other. We all had like dreams and stuff, and then we like went on some crazy escapade where we were different people in our minds, and then somebody like warped us through a portal, and we all popped into one place, and they were like on an adventure together, so we did that. And we've been on an adventure ever since, but Jax doesn't know where the hell he is or who he is. Pretty much ever.
The person that sent us on this mission is Zane.
And
Zane,
Yarosayenti.
His body just kind of wavers back and forth. This is not the way this was supposed to happen. I will not reveal his true nature if he has not told you as such. It is not my place.
I mean, I don't think he even knows anyway.
Well, I cannot leave him like this.
Is he in like a cocoon or something? He's gonna turn into a butterfly?
Fucking Nima. Nima just like spreads her wings out dramatically.
That's right, Nemo. Just like that.
He is not in a cocoon.
Oh.
I shall take him with me. And he begins to reach down to scoop him up.
Wait. You intend to take him from us?
For how
It
long?
seems you all have little ties or history. Do you truly care?
Not really. I mean, if you can help him.
I have to disagree. I think we have a good ties together.
No, you weren't. It was perfect. That's exactly what I expect Nemu to say.
It was still unexpected, though.
Will you return him to us?
I mean, sure, I consider him our friend, but he's been tortured ever since we met him. Maybe this guy can give him answers. Maybe it's best for him.
If you think we can defeat next crazy bug creature by just the three of us, then sure.
I mean, we're pretty awesome. And also,
We are awesome because we are a group.
but maybe he turns into a bear one day and eats us. Or
We
like
slept
a
with him in-
dire bear.
We slept with him in the hotel room, and he was bare entire night almost. Did not
I
eat
didn't
us,
sleep
so
with
I
them in
trust
any
him.
hotel room.
Yes, you did. It was a room.
Yeah, he did. He went to sleep in that room in the inn with us as a bear.
Oh, damn it.
He was like snoring all night as a bear and still didn't eat us.
As he is now like much closer to you all, as he was leaning down to grab Jax, his face kind of contorts and he suddenly pulls his entire body back about 15 feet. Why do you all smell like the protectors?
Protectors?
Protectors of what?
He looks over at Nima. Where did you get that? No, Tree is talking to you all. As it's like it's wondering where you got Nima from.
I don't remember either. But like there's a big dragon and the little dragon was there and the little dragon came with us. And that was Nima.
Can I force my mote of possibility to like flash or something in my eye?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I stand up and face him straight in the eye, look him in the eye, look the tree in the eye, and try and manifest it somehow.
As you stand up, as soon as Nemu finishes what he's saying, and you flash that symbol that's constantly hovering just ever so slightly in your eyes.
We were given gifts from Zane and Ciarcienti.
And you have been in contact with the protector, the dragon.
Yep, dragons. She was pretty awesome. Ooh, I hope we didn't take her baby. That would be awkward.
This one is no baby.
Oh, good. Surely doesn't look fully grown.
They don't all get big. Aren't there feathered creatures that are larger than you?
Aw, does that mean I got a dwarven dragon?
I believe they live quite long, hundreds of years, so could already be older than all of us, but still young for its kind.
You,
Thousands of years, I think.
Nima kind of flies up to you and she just huffs in your face, and you just get this feel of like indignation. She's like, "How dare you call me a dwarf?"
I'm sorry, you're just not as big as the other ones. I'll start treating you with more respect. I thought you were a child. Like me.
Full forced perspective, they look bigger than they really are.
I do not understand.
Me neither.
This is all very wrong.
Can you fix it?
No.
Oh.
I will return for him. He just looks incredibly confused and unsure of what to do.
What are you confused about? You look confused and unsure of what to do.
Damn it. There were paths, fate laid, that this was not part of it.
Fate.
Yes. You have been touched by another path. And it makes no sense. Where are you heading?
We got to put into balance all the bad magics. We're fixing the world.
There is no bad magic.
I guess it's a matter of perspective. If the magic hurts people, and those people are close to you, then it's bad. But if you're a tree and you have nothing to do with it, then I suppose it doesn't matter.
He waves a great branch towards the creature. Do you not also do harm with your magic?
Mostly it does harm to me.
We try to heal the land when we see it is broken.
Yes. Put it back into balance. It's balance, really, that we're striking to achieve. Not fix. For example, one of the places we fixed, there were a bunch of people that were just wandering around like zombies. They were like stuck in a nightmare of some sort. And we fixed it. Now nobody's wandering around like zombies.
Like he is now.
No, we expect him to do weird stuff. It was totally different than that. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he did turn into a butterfly or a moth.
I believe Conclave will have questions for you.
Who's the Conclave? Or what is it?
Why are you all such... You are so ignorant and lost.
That about sums it up.
Ignorant and lost.
Hey, new party name.
Yeah, ignorant and lost.
Sounds like a band name. The ignorant and lost.
Tell me you know of the Fae.
I've heard of them in myths, maybe.
What do we know of the Fae?
Good question. You guys can roll history. Nima would definitely know of them from myths.
Mm-hmm. Reading. 7, I don't know anything.
Lots of
Natural
myths.
1.
Natural one. You
Like
may
I
have heard
said.
stories. Yeah, you may have heard stories in Nimu's home when you the very few times you went to visit.
I would say
Stories?
anything I know I probably read from a book, so I'm going to go with history.
Okay.
Ooh, 21 total.
21.
I read a lot.
You do read a lot, and you've had many, many years to study. It may very well have been one of the many reasons that you chose the path that you did, as that though the things that you have read about the Fae. So, the stories and the fairy tales have them make you believe that they are full of jokes and laughter and the undying of life itself. The studies you have done make you realize that those stories may very well have been woven at one point by the Fae. They are incredibly warlike, in a sense. And it is believed that the world of the Fae creatures and all that encompasses is a reflection of all other worlds. And they will wage war on those other worlds if it throws theirs out of balance too much. While yes, we may enjoy revelry and finer things in life, they are also very protective of the balance of their world. And they are not afraid to dish out death on very large scales to ensure that it stays there. So it is a very strange balance of life and death, which could have been one of the things that kind of was part of your study path. You're not the Fae of standard, we will say.
I'll just respond and say, I know of the Fae, but I have no dealings with them directly that I know of.
And also, you recall Jax mentioning one of his flashes. They were calling him General.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, at least one of you is not in complete ignorance. The reflection of Avonville. Council is of the Fae and makes the decisions to keep it in balance, which seems to be the most needed word in this conversation.
You mean the Conclave? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure it's not a different thing.
No. Conclave.
Is it this conclave that sets the fates, as you put it, on this world?
No one sets fate.
You said there were
Merely
paths
being-
laid of fate. Who laid the paths of fate?
That is a question I cannot answer. If fate is woven, you merely dance on the threads of the weave.
You know what? We've met a lot of people that seem to like to play with fates here. Ciarciente was introduced as Arbiter of Fate, and Emerelsi, the Spectral of the Mind, said they direct fates. Seems like a lot of people have a hand in it here.
They are very... They have a high belief of themselves, don't they?
The Spectrals do, of course. They're powerful for this world.
They may believe that they can change fate, but the weave is the weave. It is as it is. Follow the path of the threads, and that is all. This, you all, some aberrant knot somebody has unwoven.
I glance at the other party members and then back down to Jax, and I say, well, if you know how to give this friend of ours some answers, if you will return him to us, maybe that is best action.
Maybe he won't be as confused all the time.
First smile you've ever seen. Or's face cracks. I will return him. You haven't gone. He scoops Jax up.
How long?
What is your limit of time?
I hope within the next day or so.
That incredibly fast. Because you have looked after him so well in y'all's time together, however short, I will do my best.
You know, he looked after us too. We would greatly miss him.
Sure, he did. That is his job, after all. The tree will stand back up, and just branches begin to kind of weave, and the largest portal you have ever seen forms. And instead of the fractured type portals that you are so familiar with, every portal y'all have ever seen, including the ones with the doors, all started with this fractured type crystal look. This is just pure light. It is a little dark, green, spots of color. And he just kind of looks at you all with that strange smile of his and walks through the portal with Jax. We're left with a burlesque, large hole in the ground, and as the tree leaves, Mr. Boar, all of a sudden, the little drifters begin pushing out of the holes that had been collapsed, and others that had not. Multiple different types of these creatures just kind of slowly peek out, and you begin to hear chittering, as if they're all communicating with each other. And then, very similar to the cicada drone, though much more in a, like a just peaceful and calming, or like, I can say crickets. What's a peaceful, calming bug? It's kind of this sound that just makes you calm. And they just kind of slowly step out, peek, small little bits of mushrooms and roots that they have found, maybe a few insects that are dead or twitching a little bit, kind of get pushed out towards you all, and then they retreat back into their little burrows and just watch.
Are we their new masters?
I think we're going to leave this place, so I'm not sure if it matters. I cast light on my staff, since it's kind of late, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very, very late. Cast light, and they all suddenly like retreat back into their burrows, not understanding what happened. But you're left with a feast of whatever they could find.
I don't have a knife or anything, but I would like to go try and grab like a chunk of flesh from under one of the scales and like toss it towards one of the burrows.
Okay.
You should ask
Roll
the
animal.
fighter if he has any knives. I have plenty.
Yeah, I know. Roll animal
You look
handling.
busy
for me.
trying to disassemble it.
Yeah. See, let me see what happens if you roll animal handling. I'm just curious.
Oh, for feeding it? 14.
Just kind of this 14, not bad. It's kind of just like your body language as, you know, you try and make these creatures feel like you're not a threat. So you toss a little piece of meat, and a couple of creatures kind of peek out and slowly, both at the same time, grab this piece of meat and then look questioning at you and kind of push it towards you. And then as you're like, no, it's yours, they pull it back and they start eating it. And all of a sudden they realize that they're starving. And it's not messy, it's not savage, but they begin eating in haste. And you hear that chittering of before, and very slowly, many more creatures will come out and start nibbling at the piece of meat that you have thrown. It's just all these little drifters of all different shapes and sizes. Every single one of them can either roll with the wind or glide on it some point or another during the day. And even some of the smaller insects that were grabbing, and the beetles that were grabbing creatures from above to feed it to the burlesque come out to feed on whatever it is that you'll throw as scraps.
I kind of just wanted to like show that it's okay to eat this. It's dead.
Okay.
Like it's gone. You don't have to serve it anymore.
Anyway, your kill is being threatened. Not really. Nemu and Nima, Bree is gone with Jax. What do y'all?
Is this thing infused?
Oh, for sure.
I'm definitely finding whatever is making that force stuff.
Okay.
It's gonna be in its head, kind of like the other creature was, I bet, in the back of its head or something.
Oh, you're talking to Nima?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I'll
we'll
just be
come back
talking
to
to
that. So you start dissecting this creature.
Whatever
as you-
meat scraps that I are just that I have no use of, I just like start feeding it to the pile of drifters.
Okay. The drifters are very happy. Doru, someone would assume that you're over there kind of just grabbing meat as well. It suddenly
I'm
becomes
doing
like...
it gingerly. I don't want to get gross, but yeah.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Now, as they begin eating this infused meat, they get a little pep in their step, and they kind of start vibrating ever so slightly as the pebbles did before, and one of them, it just sneezes, and a few of the creatures near it get blown back a little bit. Yeah, so that's happening.
But we gave them coffee.
You gave him coffee. And you know, it's the middle of the night. These creatures are probably diurnal, so it'll be great. All right, so
Always
harvesting.
set up camp.
Yeah. Harvesting. So sleight of hand, I think, in medicine. What did we decide that was? Why can't I never remember? I need to write this down. Yeah. So you start cutting into this thing. First off, make or if you've already rolled sleight of hand, doesn't matter. Make an investigation, or yeah, like a medical investigation as you're cutting this creature open.
Okay, so I got a natural 20 with sleight of hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then medicine, you said?
Yeah, you're doing like an investigation to try and find the thing inside of it.
With medicine, that is a 10. With investigation, that's 8.
Okay, so it takes you a hot fucking second. It's not in its head. You
I
begin
have
searching
+7
its
to
chest.
medicine. Can I assist him somehow?
Yeah, you're
kinda
there.
direct
You're
him,
standing
like,
there.
The other creature was here and got here first. Kind of like
Okay.
help him figure out where to go.
All right, so you roll medicine.
You can do it.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna try and give him advantage on it, but yeah, I will roll it.
I mean, if you have a higher medicine,
Yeah, I got a worse roll though. 9 total.
9. Y'all are doing great. So you begin cutting into this creature, and it's massive. You check the head. It's not in the head. Chest. It's not in the chest. And like you begin having this conversation about the abilities it had, and how, you know what? It didn't seem to come from, like, the one thing had like antlers and it came from its head, and this other creature had it in its chest and it did this thing.
it's in its feet.
Justice? Hi, boo. Eventually you find it that it is in its spinal cord. It is a very delicate process, which luckily you got a nat 20 on your sleight of hand check. And it takes a very long time for you to cut through the spinal through the spinal column, or separate the vertebra and extract it. It is not small, though it is very delicate. It is a large cluster of almost crystalline nerves that, as you finally extract them, you can feel them vibrating under your fingers. I will say that the power infused in this creature is vast. And while this single residuum can be used in some way, shape, or form, the meat of this creature is also very much infused. While you might not gain the abilities of the infusion, the power itself might help you all evolve.
He was wanting meat tonight.
Yeah.
I'm cooking.
I wonder what it tastes like.
I mean, these creatures seem to enjoy it.
Yeah, they're having a blast.
Literally.
All the little creatures are leveling up.
I pull out like a little flap of leather that would be safe to hold some meat in without leaking all over my stuff. And I hold it out towards Yahweh, and I'm like, can you cut me just very tiny piece for sample?
Sure. Just like strip. I'm going to, using my Hungry Jaws ability, I'm just going to take a bite.
Oh my god.
Nice.
And just leave the delicate bite for Dorus.
No, I mean like in a separate piece.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you slice a piece for Dorus. You take a massive bite. You may have had, like, goat in the mountains close to you, or a few different types of wild game. This, however, is one of the best meats you've ever tasted. It does like have a tingle, like if you like a peppermint tingle, but it's not peppermint, it's not a mint, it's just that weird tingle in your mouth. And as you begin chewing it, swallowing it, you feel this energy just slowly seeping into your being. It is a little erratic at first. And I will say, if everybody begins eating this meat,
Yep, I would try it.
a few strange things will happen. Ioway, your runes kind of flicker in and out of reality. Not as if they're disappearing, but as if they're activating on their own. Nemu, one flump, appears as you sitting there, and just it looks at you. Starts bolting the other way. A cloud of poison erupts. Nobody's gonna take an effect from it. But for a little bit, as the thing runs away, flies away, floats away, tentacles away, it smells rancid. Dorus, you slowly begin eating this little piece of meat. You're not tripping. It's an infusion of energy.
I don't want to eat it.
Oh, okay.
Can I
Okay.
cast a spell on it, like sort of like to spare the dying energy, to like absorb the energy from it instead?
You know what? Roll Arcana. Is
I
Dorus
was
not
going to
eating?
like cook it up so to like serve it to everyone.
Oh
It's
yeah,
only
yeah,
a
yeah.
10.
We could do that.
Like we
Yeah,
do
I'm not
need
going
to
to chomp down on
eat.
raw meat. I'm just not going to do it.
Okay. What was your roll?
Just a 10.
A 10. You begin trying this brand new process, and you get a little bit of it, and you kind of watch Ioway as he's taken this massive bite, and all of his abilities just seem to be flickering in and out. And as you try and draw the energy out, you realize there's got to be some kind of transference that just doesn't translate as you draw it out. It seems to either the spell just isn't powerful enough right now, or you have to ingest it for it to fully infuse your body. You're just not sure. But you definitely aren't getting the same effect that Ioway seems to be getting.
How about if I blow a spell slot on this? I want to cast False Life and infuse the energy of myself that way, like with a necromantic black smoke, bring it into my own body.
Necromantic black smoke.
That's always a good time.
Love
Yeah, I'm
eating
mixing
that
magics
stuff.
here. I'm mixing magics.
Can I just start cooking a little piece?
Oh
Just
yeah,
with
of course.
my blade fire and just chuck it into his mouth.
you could start cooking some, and as it begins sizzling, like you can just have it sitting on your blade, right? Like you just cut a strip, it's just sizzling on your blade. The smell is incredible. Could
Nice.
probably use some seasonings, but I don't know if I love venison. It is probably my favorite meat, maybe even over ribeye steak. But it just has this, when you have a really good cut of venison, it just has this very specific smell. So whatever your favorite meat is, as it cooks, it could be bacon, I don't care. That's what you smell.
Thinking, what if I used my heated blade and just started stripping bacon off of it?
That would work, actually. You could just slice up strips. So it's just sizzling as you go. I'm assuming Nima would probably grab some.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nima would be like going crazy trying to get some strips. If you'll give her some.
I'll sprinkle some in like a honeyed apple and feed it to the horse too.
Okay. He doesn't take it at first. And you hear Nima like and so he kind of gently grabs it with his lips and pulls it into his mouth. He's not a fan. But you do kind of see like the tension in all of his muscles because he's still like this massive creature is still here. You know, it's a horse. They are flight animals. And he's been fighting that response since he got back. You do see his muscles begin to release some of that tension. Just a little bit. He's not a fan of the meat, but he'll take a little bit.
I was using one of the honeyed apples that I got from the Valley people.
Yeah. If Nima didn't convince him to eat it, he probably would have spit the meat out and eaten the apple. But okay. I need my dice. I gotta make a roll for you, Doris. Gotta see what this is. You blow a spell slot and use necromantic energy to try and draw the life from this meat, the energy from this meat. It's not a large piece. You feel a very faint trickle of energy. And you get the idea that your friends are consuming, I mean, it's a lot of meat, but it's not, they're not having to gorge themselves. The amount of meat that you will have to use for this to work is exponentially larger.
Uh-oh.
It is a massive diminishing return. Now, mind you, this creature is huge. So it is a possibility if you don't want to consume the meat. It will just take up, it will be enough for everybody to have some meat, and to also maybe have some for 2 days of rations, but
Yeah.
everything else will have to be consumed in your spell as the meat will rot away. That is up
I
to
don't
you.
want to do that because I want to leave some for the bugs too.
Okay.
I will. If you're offering me some meat, I'll begrudgingly take it and eat it if it's cooked.
Like, I'm just carving up some bacon, sizzling it.
Cooking as it's coming off.
Yeah, I'll eat a slice of bacon then.
Okay. So once everybody has been satiated and you are full, you realize that this energy that you have now taken into your body is taking up every sense that you have as it begins to digest. You can do nothing but focus all of your power within yourself to absorb this energy to make it useful. Otherwise, you need to run, you need to fight, you need to fly, you need to get the fuck out and do something somewhere to get rid of this fucking energy. So it will be as if you're in meditation, forcing this energy into your power, your innate powers, whatever that is for you. I don't know.
Innate powers. What do you mean?
Also, like your bardic stuff or your
Oh,
sorcery
yeah.
stuff. Now this will not give you any kind of additional force power or abilities, but it will give you enough energy to level as you sit and focus and also get a long rest. The creatures around you are also eating this entire time, and it's quite distracting as they're chittering and bouncing around and play fighting and rolling, and you see a few of them like throwing up the little what did I call them, the burl, so the flying squirrel bears, the burls, throwing up some of the burls so they'll kind of float down. It is chaos around you. So it takes you a good 6 hours,
Jesus.
a long rest, to absorb this energy. But when
I
you-
just imagine, like a montage of all of us just casting random abilities.
Yeah.
Oh, serious.
Well, keeping
Just
yourself
around.
from doing so. Yeah, keeping yourself from doing so for sure. Every so often, like little flames. This black energy, like pulses in and out of Dorus as it just expands and expands and expands. I don't know if anybody would actually see this, but towards the end of that 6 hours, it has become so dense you can barely see Dorus through the smoke. And it just kind of slowly sinks into him. What are you leveling? Yeah. Bard. Faint music just swirls around this entire area, almost in beat with what these small creatures, the drifters, are doing. The music itself draws you, Nemu, into other places. Not the shallows, not the seats that you have been, or the shatter. Maybe it's other times. Maybe you're connecting with some of those spirits that you have met within the shallows itself and seeing where they're from. You don't know, but you see strange histories just playing out to this music in little bits and pieces as it just kind of becomes part of you. Ioe,
Interesting.
as your runes are attempting to not go nuclear and just freeze everybody in place and burn them at once, you hear a voice. And it is the voice of the person. I don't know if you know what they are. I don't want to identify them to everybody else, who had walked out of the wall during the event. You hear their voice. I don't remember what it was. This is one way to do it. What? Yeah. Focus. Not on that one. No, not on that one. You're just going to incinerate yourself. No. Try this one. And you kind of, you don't see him, but you can feel his presence next to you as he's talking you through a few new weaves of the runes that you may not grasp yet because I don't know what you get at level 6. But you gain a better understanding and you feel closer to an understanding of the Vareki themselves. Dorus, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
$24.
24. At the end of your 6 hours, this energy is slowly sinking back into you. You feel the overwhelming sense of loss. But it's not your loss. It's somebody else's loss. They killed her. They just killed her. And consumed her. How could somebody do such a thing? Don't. There's no rhyme or reason. All those. They're all gonna be so lost. So lost. And then that's what you hear. And you all awake, exhausted, not mechanically, but you have had a long rest. It looks like there had been some kind of rave around you and everybody has crashed as small groups of creatures
Some sort of rave.
have just
It's funny.
I like
Passed
the
out.
idea. I like the idea that we just get like so high on this stuff that we don't remember at all what happened.
Seriously.
Yeah. You don't understand that 6 hours have passed. Truly, you don't. As your whole entire concentration was just keeping your body intact and absorbing this energy. But you do awake, and the sun is up, not by much, but enough. And there's little groups of these drifter creatures just kind of passed out. A few of them waking up and picking up a couple of beetles that are stray, walking around to munch on. Nima is curled up with Atomos, and they're both still snoring. Atomos is probably the most relaxed you've ever seen him outside of y'all's home. He seems.
Can I leave some food next to Nima? Okay. I'll leave some food next to Nima.
And the creature, as you kind of like stir awake and reflect on the seemed so short, but what you had just gone through, you realize that there was an energy that kind of filled the air, but it is now gone. Whatever meat is left on this creature that you didn't cook or harvest, is it has a very, very low infusion of whatever energy it had. It seems to dissipate over time, specifically if the meat is left decaying, we'll say. Less so in cooked meat. But you have a giant hole in the ground. You have drifters all around you. And we have 20 minutes.
Is it morning time yet or no?
Yeah, it's definitely morning.
Okay. I will cast light again on my staff and start to wander sort of into the lair a bit, like the entrance.
Okay.
I'm gonna get up and like peek it into this hole.
Yeah, I just want to kind of see if he has like a treasure hoard in there or something obvious.
Okay. So this creature was massive. And it seems that most things that it had found or eaten and discarded ended up outside of its cavern. And it's not as if you can walk down a few feet and you're where it sleeps. It's deep and dark, and before you find where it rests, you will lose sight of the light from the day. Iwe, you watch as Dorus and his staff all lit up kind of pass by your purview. Nima slowly wakes up and sees some food before her, and she'll quickly start eating, and she just kind of like pushes Atomos awake. And Atomos will eat any of the dried fruit or anything that's tasty to a horse there. And we'll walk over. Yeah. We'll walk over to you, Iwe, sniffing around your pockets, looking for something sweet. Nima flies over to you, nose to beak. Huh. Different?
Yes and no, I think.
Are
you different?
I found more words.
How'd you find more words?
You just get like a, I don't know, thought in your head, not words. Just a, that's a really good question. I don't know. Feeling.
Weird. Well, I'm glad you found more words, so how old are you? Is that rude to ask a little dragonling?
Dragonkin.
Dragonkin, sorry.
Not Ling. Ling is little or baby. I am a respectful 632.
Wow, that's way older than I expected.
What do you have to say for yourself, Owlin?
Maybe I'm the baby.
Owling.
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 Seriously.
Owling. Yes.
I guess I'm the baby in this situation. Maybe I should find more words.
And you do, like, Iwe, you kind of now get like an echo, maybe not of the words that she's saying, but as she's directing her vocalizations to Nemu, mentally, you get a feeling of what she's saying. You get an understanding of it, though not with words. Kind of funny, actually.
Awesome.
Dorus. First off, does Atomos get a fucking apple? Do you have any sweet oats? Are they gone?
I don't remember how many apples they gave me.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm at my last one soon.
Oh no. So Atomos will happily snatch it up and actually give you a little nuzzle, giving you some love, strangely enough.
Well,
He does seem very...
Sorry to say,
He seems much more sure of himself.
sorry to say, but that will be the last one for a little while.
He snorts against your head. Dorus, still making your way down there.
Did you want to drop a rock with your fancy little light?
He's already gone. He's way down there.
Oh, does it go straight down? I was just gonna walk like I want to go
No.
down if
No,
it's
it
going
goes
down.
straight down, I believe.
It's an angle. Like, the hole is deep, but, like, the problem with it going straight down is that a lot of debris would also make it in there. So there's like this weird break. There was, if you remember when we first got there, you couldn't actually see the hole because it's almost like an optical illusion that the ground rises just enough to where if you're standing at ground level, you don't see the hole. But once Nemu got up a little bit higher, he was able to see. It's a strange angle kind of that keeps most things, though not everything, from coming in here. So it's a steep angle, but you're able to traverse it. And you finally find where this creature sleeps. It's just this massive, like where it had carved out of the wall. Though it doesn't look like it used its claws that it did have, couldn't use, or its face, which was almost like able to puncture through the ground. This looks like somebody just blew it up with dynamite. It probably used its force abilities to create this cavern. And within, it's strange. Though you saw many scales, bones, and parts of the carapace from the creatures that it ate, down here it seems to have saved colorful ones, anything shiny, and a few bits and pieces of armor here and there. A little disturbing. You know, maybe some errant adventurers had made their way here and not realized what it was. And a couple of complete skeletons, which is a little bit more disturbing than finding pieces of armor. And a couple of what you would have assumed may have once been residuums, but have long since lost their energy. Just strange shapes of that weird kind of crystalline form that the residuum take. I need you to make an investigation check for me.
6.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know, but I still want to take those dead crystals if I can, if they're not very big.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not very big. There doesn't seem to be the largest creature that you see, or bones that you've seen. The largest creature that you can imagine would probably have been the humans, or not the humans, but the peoples. There doesn't seem to be anything large that would have come in this area. So they're quite small. You are able to take them. And there's not really much else of note that you can find that has any value. If you take a lot of time searching, maybe a signet ring from one of the skeletons. Nothing really important.
I didn't take any spells that can help me, so I'm just gonna like wave my light close over the pile of shinies and see if anything kind of like looks valuable or looks potentially like a sigil or something that might be magical, and just take like one shiny thing out of whatever you want to give me.
Okay. So random shiny thing.
Could I make my way down and assist?
You can eventually make your way down if he doesn't come out.
Like, I was
Yeah, how
going
far down did I have to go?
so
I would.
that needed me.
I mean, I say probably like a 10-minute trek.
Oh crap!
If
Okay.
if you wouldn't have gone that far, then you may not have made it there.
Yeah, I don't think I would even make it there then, because I think I would try and stay within the like at least the light of the entrance. So probably not that far.
Okay.
What
So
is your
you didn't make it there. Yeah. Well,
Cool description though. Thanks for the description.
we'll rewind that. We'll just kind of copy paste that until we're all back as a group.
Yeah, I'll just yell from sort of the first 30 to 60 feet of the cave and be like,
Okay.
we want to check out this creature's domicile. It looks like it goes back fairly far.
I'll light my sword in flames and use that as torch.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So if we're all going together, yeah, I'll take those 2 crystals and 1 shiny thing.
Okay.
The most do you wish to stay here?
You told Hadamos to stay?
Or I'm asking him if he wants to stay.
Kind of tilts his head a little bit. And
Well, just take a
slowly
look,
begins
it won't
walking
actually
into the
roll.
cave. Yeah. He'll walk into the cave a little bit. I don't know how far he'll go, but he's trying to be braver.
Stay near the entrance.
He will do so. Are you going down?
Yeah. I'll go down.
Okay.
Very timidly.
So as everybody goes down,
I'm gonna do something fun and cast dancing lights on my way down though,
very cool.
because I haven't used it and it just sounds fun.
You should always use dancing lights.
I always forget I have it.
So beautiful multicolored lights kind of follow everybody down. Dorus, actually make a perception check by smell.
It doesn't roll advantage for me ever.
Right
Just gonna
click
hit it again.
advantage.
I did that, but yeah, at 21
Oh,
total.
really? 21. Very nice. As you make your way into the horde, we're going to paste description here, or to the layer of this creature. The further down you get, the more you realize that the scent of the air is changing. Somewhere far below you, or ahead of you, is running water. You can smell the freshness of just the way that water as it runs, just, you know, it's like a metallic almost smell.
Is this the strange water? Maybe I should put out my sword.
Yeah, I don't know if I smelled the water from before. Does it smell like that? Similar?
I still have a vial if you want to smell it.
That's true, you do. It does smell very similar.
I did not write that down anywhere, apparently. Cool. Oh, yeah, the vial of water that doesn't stop moving? That water?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, I could compare it then.
Yeah, it does. It has a very similar, almost makes you sneeze, tickle.
At least it's the same water that flows through the city. I don't know if it's the source here, but
Maybe we can follow it.
Yes.
do you think it is safe? I don't know how far we should go.
But what if we go 10 minutes further, and if it keeps going on, we'll head back?
Yeah, I'm not going to cheese it and say I took detect magic because I didn't think of it when we started. So
Gotcha.
Also,
okay.
I need to get my horse if we're continuing.
Yeah. Okay, so, Iway, are you going to look for shinies?
Sure.
Okay.
Investigation?
Yeah, investigation. You haven't gotten there.
I could just
Or is
aid
it just smelling it?
Dorus.
That's up to you.
I rolled a 4 on mine, so you go ahead.
I rolled a 14.
A 14. I will say that you found. Okay. An additional 2 residuums. One of them seems to have still a faint bit of energy left. You're not sure what exactly. And then near one of the skeletons, the whole skeleton, mind you, looked to, not had a great time here. You find a small type of like bracer, or maybe even an arm guard of some kind. It's not very large, and it would have been very easy to overlook. But it just happened to be near one of the small residuums that you had taken.
Is it like a fancy design?
Not too fancy. It looks pretty utilitarian, but it's different from everything else here. Just a bit.
I'll bring it over to Dorus.
Okay.
Do you think this has any magic in it?
I did not tell you at this time, but perhaps on another day we can see if we can figure it out. It will take me a second to remember the incantations needed to tell.
Okay.
Would you like me to hold to it for you, or you want to keep it?
If you wish to, if you want to.
Okay, I'll keep for you then. I'll check it out in the morning. And I stuff it in my satchel or whatever.
Okay. What are you doing?
As far as the water goes,
White made it.
that's, I think, the only thing I'm really interested in. Well, I'd be searching around for artifacts and stuff. For sure, like anything that's old looking. Anything I can add to my cool tiny little owl artifact collection.
Roll investigate.
Dokie.
I'll also present the armband to Nemu to see if he finds any interested with it.
What is it? What's on it exactly?
Seems to be a plain, nondescript armband. Maybe a little bit of scroll work, but nothing.
Any? Do I get any feeling of magic from it?
Roll Arcana.
I can do identify as well.
Should have took it to the bird first.
21.
21. It definitely has magic.
All right, I'm gonna do identify then.
Okay.
So, one of the components for this spell is an owl feather. Just fucking hilarious. I can just pluck a feather.
You also need a pearl.
Yeah, I don't know, like, of all the shit that I found, would I have found a pearl?
I think y'all did find gems at one point, but I
We
don't think y'all
did,
found.
yeah.
I don't think it was a pearl.
I thought I had one, I guess not.
Maybe there'll be some giant clams down there, and you could find a pearl.
Oh, good.
Just go under the living water.
Yeah, just go under the water. Be great.
Perfect.
I'm gonna go over to Nima.
Okay.
Could you convince my friend, the horse, Atmos, to come down? I'll make it worth his while, and I'll present my last honeyed apple.
You kind of like get the feeling of like amusement. Always for an apple. And she'll take off towards the entrance. And shortly thereafter, yeah. Atomos will appear and just right up to you, snoot to face. Grabs it with his lips and starts chomping down. Alright, so now it is 11 o'clock. Found a little bit of treasure. Oh, roll investigation. You wanted to look for stuff.
Yeah. 21.
Very nice. So as you're waiting for Atomos and you're looking for specifically like shiny stuff or stuff that you can add to your collection of artifacts. It seems that one of the people down here may have been an explorer of kinds, as they have quite a few interesting things. I will say you get a very small statue of a fish, strangely enough. But it seems to be very intricately carved, no more than 3.5 inches long, but you can see every single scale in this small fish. Jarek returns. Another of a turtle.
Oh no, it's a skeleton of a turtle.
Yeah. Oh, the skeleton and the turtle. Just the shell. Let me see what else. And strange necklace of teeth that was easily lost amongst the other refuge here.
Can I tell what kind of teeth are on it?
It looks to be a variety of teeth. Some of
It's not
them.
creepy.
No, not at all. And it's chained together with a very strange filament. It is definitely just kind of, while you're looking for specific magical items, it is definitely magical, but it's also revolting at the same time. It's you don't want to hold it.
Sure.
And I will say you also find some money lying around. Quite a bit, actually, as this explorer seemed to be prepared. And so you find 12 platinum and 23 gold.
Cool.
It's kind of laying behind the skeleton where may have been a pack at one point. You have a collector. Yeah, he collects artifacts.
I meant the teeth.
Oh, the
Someone's
teeth.
got
Oh,
the
yeah.
teeth.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you look at them, you can pretty much match one up to Eoway's face. As you've seen his teeth a lot, as he bites things frequently. Dorus, I don't know if he's shown his teeth. You don't have any.
Yeah.
Flat elephant teeth, I think.
Yeah, I would assume.
Minus
They may have
as
adapted.
probably.
Yeah, I would assume they may have adapted a little bit to eat a variety of foods as you evolved from, the spectrals doing their thing. But yeah, be one of those too. If Nimu holds it out, Dorus, you would notice that. Like, oh.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would definitely be like, hey, check this out.
How many different teeth are there? Is it like one for each race?
It looks to be a large variety. You can assume so. That none of them seem to be the same.
Well, this is a bit unsettling.
A little bit. So,
I've eaten weird things before.
Nima kind of looks at it and snorts smoke. And you just get this just this overwhelming feeling of disgust.
Is there a dragon tooth?
Ew. No? Kind of just. No?
I kind of like survey the bodies all over the ground, and I'm like, it could be a number of different creatures' tooth, I think.
Like, just this feeling of why is coming from Nima. Just what the fuck? Why?
Well, we can assume that they're all dead. whoever collected these.
Huh. And she kind of like flies over to the skeleton. It's just like she wants to ask it why it had it. She can't.
I should have got to speak with Dad.
That would have been cool. That would have been fucking cool.
Do you want to?
You know, you can always take the skull. I say that.
Is it worth it? Do we need to know this?
No. I'm just saying, like, this is always an option.
I will not do his access.
If it was like an important character to the story, I might, but
No. Nothing is so important that, like, you would not be able to find something out later. There's always multiple ways.
I will set that skull aflame and throw it at someone.
Yeah. You start collecting skulls. Oh my god, that would be so fucking cool. Can you imagine a Loxodon with just skulls strung about?
It's
You're like,
crazy as
why?
shit.
I have a skull on my staff. I keep casting a light.
I know, but like a string of skulls is different than a skull on a staff. What kind of skull is it?
It looks human. Looks like a normal person skull.
I didn't know that. That's
And it's only
disturbing.
the top half, not the jaw, just the actual skull. And it's painted red, like a lightish red, like a faded red.
Why has it got to be human though? You secretly hate humans?
Just what it is.
There's so much I don't know about Dorus.
It was secretly a threat to Jackson Solely this entire time.
Right? How would I have got a human skull?
He's so just gonna turn on everybody and be like, kill all the humans. I don't know anything about Dorus.
I'm an owl.
I wrote a background.
But it's not.
No, it's not
Characters
in there.
evolve over time, right? Like you can decide all of these random things about your character's history and what their plans are as you play. And like, there's tons of things I don't understand. The only character I know everything about is Jax, because Chaotix knows nothing about Jax. And Nemu, because Tim sits next to me.
True. I have the honor.
Even though somehow you're the most lost.
Yeah.
I feel like Nemu's not. This is gonna sound harsh, but maybe the easiest to understand.
Yes. He is. And he
Not
rolled him that way
not
on
that he's
purpose.
simple or something, but he's like almost predictable, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just he's really just a kid
Curious.
that's, curious kid that, wants to learn more about the world and, is now very interested in this idea of the afterlife and passing spirits, as he knows his sister is stuck there. So, but for sure, like, he's not. I mean, the 14-year-old, like, how complex can you make a 14-year-old? You know what I'm saying? Like,
True.
so. But he was supposed to just be kind of a fun-loving, like, kind of just silly character.
He's got all this crazy, powerful magic, and he's always surprised about it every time. That's what I love about it.
Every time.
Yeah, well, I think most of the time he didn't really use it all that much because
Unpredictable.
yeah, he'd used it a couple times and it almost did like hurt people, so he just didn't really use it all that often.
But I would also say that he has like this ability to pick up different types of magic from observation, right?
For sure. Well, yeah, that's what he does. Like, he just
From Dorus, some of the necromantic energy he's been able
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, he's got at least one necromantic spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's slowly learning from everybody around him, and then the bard from Mita,
Yep.
and just like all different kinds of things he's just absorbed into himself and turned it into whatever he ends up being.
Ready to learn some runes?
Yeah, I think Nemu is a a creature of his environment.
Mm-hmm. True. Just absorbing everything around him.
So I will assume that we're going to continue our way down the cavern for next session. What does everybody's 21st look like? 28th look like? Anybody going out of town for Christmas next week?
Yeah, I probably won't be in town, but I think I
Okay.
could probably still play.
Well, just keep me updated.
I'll take my stuff with me. If we decide not to play together, that's fine. But I'll plan on
Okay.
playing.
Okay. Because I don't know what Josh's plans are. I talked to Amelia today. She's still on bed rest. But she might be back mid-January. So that would be cool. So yeah, we'll talk in Discord and see what's going on. You going to see your dad again? Sister?
Yeah, I have to see the whole Rado family again.
Fun.
You sound
I'll
excited.
probably- Oh, well, it's like 3 different houses that I have to go stay at, so it's annoying.
Yeah, that's obnoxious. You know what you should do? You should be like, I'm hosting Christmas this year. 3 of you can come. And everybody sleeps on the floor.
No, it's all one big room would be really bad. No.
I mean, nobody would say yes. I'm just saying, if you really wanted to get out of it.
My mom and stepdad would come stay here. I know they want to. I keep saying no.
Aww. It looks like you at least had fun. House hopping is a pain in the ass. Like, that's just such an inconvenience.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's just annoying to have to go and, like, live out of a shoebox for a week straight, basically.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I don't think we're doing anything next week. I know we have plans this weekend. And then obviously Christmas weekend. But we are here for whatever. Anyway, I guess I can end stream. Didn't need that up.